Hey y'all, hey, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I am Toya and this is Sitting Pretty H2T. The H2T stands for head to toe, and I'm glad that you could join me today on this video. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to my channel. Okay, so go ahead, I'm gonna give you a second. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button. I'll wait. You good? Okay, cool. So today I want to talk to the moms about how we show up for our girls as it relates to our hair. And what I mean is, how does your daughter see you embracing your own natural hair? Do you show up in a way that says, I love my natural hair. Mommy rocks this. Because I feel like our kids take from us our insecurities in a sense. If we're not secure about our own natural hair as moms, then we can't expect our daughters to be secure when it comes to their natural hair, because we're the very first example that they see. So as you know, I'm a natural hair stylist and I work with a lot of little girls who get their natural hair done. And I've mentioned in a previous video before that I'll link in the description box about how it was heartbreaking for me to see that a lot of little girls at a very young age are already self-conscious about their natural hair. And I feel like I need to be a part of the solution because I've had my very own childhood experiences hating my natural hair. And just to see other little girls having that same difficult time, it really breaks my heart. So I've decided to make videos to help moms navigate these issues because they are very real and they're not going anywhere. I'm now 33 years old and I can still remember when I was little having issues being confident about my natural hair. So it was either always relaxed, it was always pressed, I had some type of addition. And when I say addition, I mean extensions. I had braids or crochet, and the ugly crochet. You know, the back in the day, the little crinkly micro braid looking crochet. I had those crochet. Lord, a mess. Anyway, so I just wanted to create a space to let you know that it starts with you. Mom, it starts with you. It starts at home. Whatever your daughter sees you be confident about is what she's likely going to be confident about. Now, true enough, she has friends and some kids have social media and they're, they looking at that as an example of what beautiful looks like. True enough. But more than anything, what my mom says or how my mom presents her confidence about her hair is going to affect me as a kid, right? So I was talking to my daughter about it, and she's 5 years old, and she has never worn extensions before, but I am aware that my baby has a lot of hair because I take care of her hair, and I always have since she was 2 months old. I started combing her hair so she can get used to it. So she's used to getting her hair done, and I was talking to her about her love for Elsa. She loves Elsa's long braid. And I kind of have a kinky version of it now. She loved Elsa's long braid, but I always do hers in a way that it's still natural because I don't want her to feel like straight hair means beautiful hair. That's not the same. Like, your hair can be beautiful even if it's curly. So I talked to her about how does she feel about wearing her hair curly, just wearing her big, beautiful curls. And she told me that she doesn't like when it gets in her face. So I was like, okay, well, we can pull it back and you can just wear it big and curly. So we did just that, and she enjoyed it so much. Granted, it was more work for me as her mom because I had to make sure I sprayed it down with leave-in conditioner. I had to keep it hydrated, make sure it wasn't getting matted, put oil on it. Yes, it was more work for me, but what it did for my baby's confidence, how I saw her face light up every time I fluffed it out and put her beads on the side, it was priceless, okay? It was priceless. So I know a lot of moms try to stick with what's going to be most convenient. It's like, look, I ain't got time, sis. And I get that. I know we busy. I know you got to get these kids to school. You got to go to the grocery store. They got practice. They got this. But just think about how amazing it would be for your baby to be confident in her very own natural hair with no extensions. It doesn't have to be straight. If she loved it kinky, coily, curly, wavy, whatever it is, just think about what that would do for her confidence, especially if you teamed up with her as her mom to affirm her and encourage her to wear her natural hair. Just think about how amazing it would be. When I was young, my mom, I love my mom to death. Mama, I love you. But my mom made sure my hair was either pressed out, because I have 4C, kinky, very tight coily hair. My mom made sure my hair was either relaxed or hot combed. She was not going. Like, no ma'am, we not doing it. And then y'all get this. My mom would rinse my hair, like the temporary curler. Some people don't call it rinse. Some people call it semi-permanent. Some people call it a temporary color. Mama made sure my hair was jet black and pressed. Bone straight and jet black. That was what she presented to me as, this is what beautiful is. Bone straight, jet black hair. This is what we had. This is what we do. This is what beautiful hair is. And growing up, if I felt like my new growth was coming in and it was time for me to get a relaxer, I felt like I looked ugly. If she did a rod set on my hair, because she would do those with the really tight, the really small rods, like the Jerry curl rod, she would do a rod set on me, and it looks like my hair was natural, but I hated it. Okay, I despised it because I was like, this is not, it needs to be straight. It needs to be jet black. It needs to be bone straight, greased down. Okay, Blue Magic days. And that really messed with my head because when I grew up, I never felt like I loved my hair. Like, I don't care what style I had. It was never quite right to me. Very seldom did I have a style where I was like, oh, I love this. And it really took me unlearning a lot of things about what was presented to me as a kid as far as what beautiful hair looked like. I had to kind of rewire my own way of thinking about what beautiful hair looked like. And it was not an easy journey. It was not an easy journey. I can remember after I graduated from college, I would wear like sew-ins throughout college, and I would make wigs and do quick weaves. And I would very seldom wore braids, really. I wore braids maybe 1 or 2 times in college. But my thing was sew-ins and wigs. And of course, it was jet black and long, okay? And I remember after I graduated from college, at this point, I was natural, but I wasn't wearing it. Like, it would never see the light of day. Absolutely not. So after I graduated from college, I went home. And I don't know, maybe it was just me, but most people have this aha moment where it's like, this self-discovery. And I remember going to the barbershop. I had moved back home with my mom, and I was having like an identity crisis. And I was like, had a degree, couldn't find a job, was feeling really down on myself. And I was like, Lord, what am I going to do? I'm sleeping on my mama's couch. Like, what am I going to do? But it's still doing hair the whole time, y'all. Never considered, girl, go to beauty school. Never considered it. Did hair through college, did hair in high school, did hair once I got out of college. But I never considered going to beauty school. Special. But anyway, I'm having this whole identity crisis trying to figure out what in the world am I going to do. And I ended up watching a documentary. And I cannot remember the name of it. But after I watched it, it addressed how Black women hate how they look. How Black women really try to fit this whole, European way of looking. Embracing straight, long hair, blonde hair, and all of this. And y'all, you can say what you want to say. I was convinced. After I watched this documentary, baby, you couldn't tell me nothing. The next day, y'all, I went to the barbershop and I told him, you know what? I'm going to just ease my way into the big chop. So just shave this whole side off and then leave this side over here. So the man at the barbershop shaved the whole side of my head, and I got some box braids on the other side. And I was like, okay, this is cute. All right. So I was like checking out my side profile with my head ball on one side. And I was like, okay, I can go ahead and go bald. So I kept the braids for like another 2 weeks and then went ahead and shaved my whole head, right? And that moment for me was monumental, because it was like I was forced to look at myself by myself with no extra. It's just your face. And I thought it was gonna be like I thought I was gonna cry. I thought it was gonna be like this, but it really wasn't. I was like, girl, you're beautiful. It was like I had just met myself for the first time. And I say all that to say, because I know that now, I don't want to raise my daughter up to have that same experience I had. Because not loving the hair on your head really messes you up mentally when it comes to how you view yourself and your self-image. And, you know, some people say it's just hair. But as a kid, I mean, it was a pretty big deal. And not ever feeling confident in the way my hair looked really did affect me. As far as my self-esteem was affected by that. So, and then also knowing that my mom wasn't too proud or happy with my hair naturally. Knowing that my mom wasn't proud with my hair naturally. Knowing that society wasn't feeling my hair naturally. Knowing that I gotta do something to it in order for it to look presentable. All of that was playing on the way I view myself. And once I shaved my head and I had that aha moment, everything changed. Everything changed. I loved being bald, okay? So I let my hair grow back, and then what happened? I let my hair grow back, and then I felt like I started having hair loss. And it was, I believe it was because I was under a lot of stress and my iron was low. And I started to have some hair loss. So then I started covering it up again. Covered it up again. And then grew it back out and shaved it back off. So I've had quite a hair journey. But I just wanted to share that with you guys. So you guys can, moms, you guys can start to be intentional with the way that you express how you feel about your child's hair. Like, moms, I want you to begin to be intentional about how you affirm your baby, how you speak into her as it relates to her hair. When do you pay attention? Moms, pay attention to when you give her compliments. Is it only when her hair is just done, or is it at any time? Moms, we have to be conscious on when do we praise her for looking beautiful. Like, when do you usually tell your baby she looks cute? Or, oh, you look so pretty. Is it only when her hair is straightened? Is it only when it just got freshly done? Or are you telling her she looks beautiful when she first wake up out the bed? Boogers in her eye, hair all over her head. Oh, look at my beautiful baby. Good morning. We have to be intentional, because whether we realize it or not, this is the track that's going to be going in their minds as they get older. A lot of times, I heard somebody say one time that your inner voice is usually your mom's voice. So if your mom was very critical, then your inner voice will be very critical. If your mom was judgmental, your inner voice will be judgmental. Well, what if us as moms, if we were positive lights, speaking life into our babies? Then their inner voice, if the saying is true, their inner voice would be a positive light, be encouraging. When she looks at herself in the mirror, her inner voice will say, girl, you look beautiful. Look at you. You look gorgeous today. Not, ooh, I look a mess. Look, ooh, I gotta hurry up and go get my hair done. Lord, look how dry my, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You feel me? So moms, let's just be more intentional about how we speak into our baby girls, how we encourage our sons. If our sons have natural hair, if they have locks or froze or whatever, encourage your kids, speak life into your babies, be a positive light so they can have a positive self-image. We have to speak life into our baby girls, and we have to be intentional about what we say around their hair and the way they look. When your baby has her fro, encourage her, love on her, tell her she looks beautiful, tell her she's gorgeous. But mom, it's gonna start with you. How do you feel about your hair? Do you not like your natural hair? Are you secretly judging every woman you walk past in public who has an afro? Be honest. Are you like, oh girl, look at her head. Oh, she needs to do something to her. Is that you? Because if that's you, sis, you gonna have to deal with that before you can speak life into your baby as it relates to her hair. If you think every woman walking around with a natural hairstyle or a twist out or a wash and go or afro, if you thinking they look a mess, but your baby is out here natural and she's self-conscious about her hair, how you gonna encourage her? If you don't wear yours and you feel like you have to be in a wig in order to look beautiful, then it's going to be very hard for you to encourage your daughter and to keep her feeling confident in her natural hair if you don't feel confident in your natural hair. So moms, I want to encourage you to do some inner work yourself and deal with the way you feel about your very own hair. Because you have to ask yourself, how do I feel about my hair? Before I address my daughter's, feelings about her hair, how do I feel about mine? Do I need to do some healing? Does my inner child need to be affirmed? Does my inner child need to be encouraged about my hair? Do I need to look in the mirror and tell myself, you looking good, okay? You rocking that fro hawk. I see you, sis. 4C and all, you look gorgeous. So you may need to take some time to kind of really self-reflect and see how do I feel about my hair? And how was that rubbing off on my daughter? Has my daughter picked up some of my insecurities about my hair? She never sees me in mine. Maybe that's why she doesn't want to wear hers. So I just want you guys to think about that. This topic has been heavy on my heart, and I'm still cooking up some things that I would like to put out there into the world to just help moms and help little girls, because everyone should love themselves to the fullest, naturally. Bye, y'all. See y'all in the next video. Make sure you subscribe. All right.